So as a start, as an introduction, I'm Pawel, and this is a colleague of mine. You want to say?
I'm Armita Peymandoust. Nice to meet you all.
Um, and there is actually an error there. You see, at Google we have this rule that if you don't do it yourself, it's never gonna get done. You can see that there is a VP missing before my title, but there's a VP with Armita, so that should be probably fixed. But okay. Okay, guys, so today the two of us is going to be actually presenting to you about the latest of our integrations within Google Analytics, which is going to be the Salesforce integrations with Google Analytics 360.
So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about what we're up to with the partnership and why we embarked down this path. As Pawel did an introduction, I'm Armita Peymandoust. I run product management for Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And one of the reasons that we decided to go down and do this product integration and strategic partnership is really for you, our customers, our mutual customers. And interesting enough, there's a good number of you out there. We want to make sure that the experience that you can provide to your customers are very easy to achieve and very personalized to their taste, intent, and across all digital touch points and channels that they're browsing. And in a world that we're cross-device, and we have at least 10 devices now by year 2020 on average between all of us, that becomes much harder to do. So what we're doing together is breaking some of those data silos and making it easier for you to achieve those experiences for your customers.
And guys, actually to achieve all of that, we have decided to integrate Google Analytics 360 with two of Salesforce core products and platforms, which is the Salesforce Sales Cloud, the leading CRM platform in the market, as well as the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Across each one of those platforms, we had to tackle a few objectives. So with the Salesforce Sales Cloud, we needed to focus on importing the very valuable and meaningful CRM data that the CRM platforms actually hold. All of that data is imported in two pipelines. First one, the basics one, which we already hopefully have tested by now, which is the offline event imports, which is the import of milestones across lead and opportunities and those stages. And the second one, which is the user attributes, the most powerful data such as predicted metrics, user attributes, lifetime value, and the characteristics of users, of course not PII, that can be joined to your Google Analytics data and analyzed together with it. And just to clarify actually, that second part that you can see at the bottom of that arrow, as an announcement, it's pretty cool since it's GML, we actually launched it just yesterday. So all of you guys can have actually that feature launched fully. It's called the Salesforce Sales Cloud Integration V2, the final one. And you can actually now import those attributes to use them, as we'll describe it to you guys, across Marketing Cloud and all the other capabilities. All of that is tied with Google Analytics 360 and automatically is integrated within all the products within the Google Marketing Platform. And on top of that, you have, of course, the actionability part, which is where we actually very tightly integrated Google Analytics 360 with the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And you can actually use that data for audiences activation within the journey builder within Salesforce that Armita is going to deep dive into later on. And on top of that, all of you know, guys, we had one more thing to tackle. The biggest problem in Google Analytics is, of course, tagging, which means you need to tag every single campaign across all those channels so the GA can recognize it, and you can actually do the meaningful reporting on that afterwards. Our Salesforce team has gone through quite the lengths to actually enable it with a simple toggle, which means every single time you set up anything, any of your campaigns within Salesforce Marketing Cloud, with a single button click, they will be automatically tagged so the GA can recognize all that data afterwards, and you can do the proper attribution and reporting on it. It's really cool, right? I know. Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome. Okay, guys. So now let's dig a bit deeper, just to clarify, it's not a technical session, so we're not going to be, talking CIDs, user IDs, and all that stuff. But we're going to go in general with use cases and what those integrations across those two platforms with Google Analytics 360 actually enable. So the first one, as I already mentioned, and it's fully live together with the launch that we made yesterday by end of day. Yesterday was Monday, that's correct. Is the CRM integration with Google Analytics. The second one that also already launched, which is the marketing journey metrics in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, which means you're able to see behavioral metrics from Google Analytics alongside your Salesforce Marketing Cloud reporting in the Salesforce UI after integrating with GA360. And the last one, the one you all are waiting for us to actually finally launch, it's almost there, right? Almost there. is the Analytics 360 audience activation. You're going to be able for the first time ever to seamlessly and in a very automated way export audiences from GA360 directly into Salesforce Marketing Cloud and use them within the Journey Builder. So let's deep dive into the first part, which is the CRM integration, and then we can go through all the other ones. Most of you have probably already heard about this integration. The integration at the very early stage was focused on this one simple move, which is this flow. Every single one of you runs customized marketing campaigns. The objective is to, of course, always acquire high-value prospects, which later on arrive on your sites and submit lead forms. As those lead forms are submitted, they are automatically integrated with Salesforce Sales Cloud. Your sales teams run through the pipelines and turn those leads into opportunities and so on and so forth. With the Salesforce Sales Cloud integration with GA360, that data is then automatically joined fully in a seamless way with GA360, which means that data that is imported from Salesforce Sales Cloud is treated in GA like any other GA data that you have. No exceptions whatsoever. Once it's there, on top of the offline conversions, you can also import the user attributes that I mentioned earlier, and the loop closes. The value proposal behind that integration is that you later on create audiences, you export them, for example, to our DoubleClick platforms or to AdWords, and you can actually use similar audiences to find new high-value prospects based on the users that actually converted. The core value proposal that you've heard for years from Google is don't optimize to leads. Leads don't always convert. Small percentage of leads convert. Optimize to the actual sales, to the actual revenue that is generated from those leads. We have prepared one case study that we're going to go with you through today, and that case study was with a person named Jennifer. Jennifer is a marketer at a software company. All of you know, guys, that every single tech business means one thing. The sales cycle is very long, which is way above 30 days. At times, it's 180, 360, and much, much longer. So the objective of Jennifer is to drive purchases of new software. With the latest integration with Salesforce Sales Cloud, we actually managed to tackle that problem by allowing you to optimize to a conversion that did not happen, which means you can optimize to a prediction of the conversion that is to happen within a specific timeline. That is only available thanks to something that is pretty cool, which is called Salesforce Einstein. It's Salesforce Einstein predicted metrics that allow you to automatically import that data into GA360 and use that data to optimize to that predicted high score of a conversion, so the probability of a conversion to happen before that conversion happens, which means you can automatically, I don't know how to call it, segment the leads into those ones that have been leads that are highly likely to convert and optimize to them before that happens in 360 days, which means you don't need to wait for actually those leads to convert at the end. Another type of a Jennifer use case is the most common one, which is cross-sell and upsell use cases. This is also something that is enabled with the latest integration with the V2 that I just mentioned that we launched yesterday. It means one thing. You're combining the Salesforce Sales Cloud imported product data and all the other data sets, offline conversions, with GA behavioral data for your own websites. You create an audience like this one. This audience describes one thing, that Jennifer is looking for users who have purchased new software based on your Salesforce Sales Cloud recorded milestones, later on have browsed through other software packages, but the last condition, the most important one, they have not purchased those packages based on your Sales Cloud data. What does that translate into? That means she purchased one, she's already a customer. She did not purchase another package, and she has an intent, which means she has been doing the research on the site to research another type of a software. That data can be exported into AdWords DoubleClick and targeted across our advertising network, as well as the Marketing Cloud, which is actually what Armita is going to talk to you about right now.
Sounds great. So I'm going to go into the details about how we're helping the marketer measure their marketing journeys within Marketing Cloud with the help of Google Analytics 360 first. As Pawel mentioned, this part of the integration is currently generally available. We launched it this past April, and we have customers that are using it. All right, so how does this help the marketer? Let's talk about a marketer and the use case. What happens is that in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, now you can create engagement journeys with your customers that you know of. So these are the customers that have already raised their hand, they've subscribed to your emails, they've showed interest. You're creating engagement journeys for them. When we send these messages to your customers, then they click out of it, they interact with the messages, and they land on your websites. From there on, it's Google Analytics that takes over and starts measuring all the post-click interactions and events that your customers are taking, and makes it easy for us to show the email engagement metrics side by side to the web engagement metrics within Marketing Cloud, right next to where the journey was created. So the marketer has a really easy time first enabling this measurement with a couple of clicks, and then also analyzing and seeing how their performance is going and doing the tweaks necessary to improve their performance. So let's walk through this with the example of Matt. Matt is a marketer, like many of us. He is interested in hitting a particular revenue goal for the e-commerce site that he's managing. He also has a set of customers that are in his tool set, and he wants to make sure that they become loyal customers, their lifetime value keeps on going up, and they keep on purchasing from that particular e-commerce site. So what he does is that he uses Salesforce Marketing Cloud to create these types of journeys. And as we said earlier, it's the personalized cross-channel journey that matters now, right? So we know a lot about your customer. We are the CRM platform after all, right? So we know a lot about your customer. We know that what kind of purchases they've made before. We can make all of those interactions with them personalized to their likings and their intent. And then in the same area, we can also select what types of channels they like to interact with. Is it email? Is it push? Is it SMS? Is it ads or whatnot? And from there, right next to the journey that he's created, there's a brand new dashboard that we just launched in April, powered by Google Analytics 360, where you've just linked your two platforms together with entering a username and password and a couple of clicks to let us take over and automate all of the tracking for you from there on, and allowing Google to bring the insights together. So let's say that Matt is now viewing the performance of the journey that he's created, and what he notices is that he has a good amount of clicks and engagements with the messages that he's sending out to his customer base. But he's seeing that he has a good amount of goal abandonment, and his conversion rates aren't as high as he was hoping. And he's seeing browse abandonments as well. So what does he do? How can he take an action on these insights? He has the two data sets together. Insights are now easier to see. But with the third part of the integration, the exciting part is that now he can actually take actions in a cross-channel manner. And this is the part that we're planning to pilot end of July. So you are all familiar with Google Analytics 360 and the way that you can create audiences and segments in Google Analytics 360. We have now augmented that data set with the email metrics that we have, and we can now create those same segments and activate them at the same time as we're sending them to Google Ads into Salesforce Marketing Cloud for direct marketing. So across all of your channels, you have this very connected experience for your customers. Then from there, you can see how your emails or other types of engagements are going and keep on refining on this. So let's talk about this now from a customer's perspective. Let's talk about Kate. Kate is a customer of the e-commerce brand that Matt was managing earlier. She is very loyal to this brand. She keeps on purchasing from them. And she is now on their email list because she wants to receive all of the offers that they have for her. So Kate is planning on going on a camping trip this August. She's already purchased a couple of camping gear, but she still needs a few more. So she's on the weekly journey that we have for her, that we send her personalized emails related to her past purchases. So we know she's interested in camping right now, and the new recommendations and contents that we're sending to her are related to the same product category that she's been engaging with. So she receives the email, she interacts with the email, and she lands on the website. But guess what? Pawel is going to text her and ask her to go meet her for coffee and totally distract her there. So we lost her, we got the goal abandonment. Now we want to make sure that we can find her on the other channels and a better time for her to turn her into a customer again. So with Google Analytics 360, we can add her to audiences and send that audience over to ads, to optimize, and also Salesforce Marketing Cloud as a goal abandoner or as a browse abandoner. So what happens is that as she's browsing in a day or two, she sees a remarketing campaign because she was in that ad audience. She doesn't engage with that for one reason or the other. It's just not the right time. Then a few days go by, and she gets entered into this special offer, 10% off offer journey that we have for the folks that have been engaging with our weekly campaigns but haven't converted yet. She sees the new email, she clicks on it, and this time it's a good time to actually take action and buy that camping gear that she needs for her trip. When she clicks out of that email, this is where Optimize 360 kicks in and makes sure that the website experience she has lines up with the same email experience that we have provided her. So again, connected across all channels, same type of interaction, the connected customer experience that we're all looking for. After she makes that purchase, we make sure that she's also added to proper suppression lists to make sure that we're not sending her offers that no longer make sense for her, and also making sure that we're saving on our ads money. So what we showed you here is how the marketer is using Salesforce Marketing Cloud to create the journeys, and how we're using Salesforce Google Analytics 360 to bring in the data sets together and enable us to take action on a cohesive data set. You can definitely go out and check this out in the booth that we have out here called with the mark of Salesforce and Google Analytics. It's a live product. Please do so.
Almost there on time.
Almost.
And last but not least, guys, so as you can imagine, like the Salesforce integrations with Google Analytics in general have been an ask and a request to us for the past, since I've been alive almost. So we actually made that happen finally. It came with lots of iterations and lots of actually analysis, lots of customer feedback over the years. And as a result of that, we have all those amazing customers who are already testing those integrations and actually have seen the value that those integrations with GE360 in the full circle manner actually bring to the table. So if you ever actually guys get to test those integrations, get to use them and come with some valuable points, please reach out to our Google teams or our Salesforce teams and join a case study with us. We'll be happy to do that, to get to see actually what is the value that it literally brings to your marketing efforts, CRM efforts, and all of that together. We have 1 more minute, which means if I can stretch it, it's only going to be 4 minutes. So that means that any questions that we can answer now within that time, I'm going to get killed for that, sure. If not, you can always come to the booth and ask questions to the both of us there. Yeah. Or over drinks tonight.
Yeah, we would love your feedback, ongoing feedback, to make these integrations work better for you. Appreciate it.
Cool.